Hi, I'm Susan KimOnMedia, media columnist at OnMilwaukee.com. Welcome to OnMedia. We've taken a couple weeks off after the end of the TV season, but we're back with a new show and a new guest, Channel 4's Susan Kim.
Hi, Tim. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Susan, as you I'm sure all know, is co-anchor of the morning newscast on Channel 4, so a lot of us wake up with her. And you're actually staying up late, aren't you, to talk to me?
Well, usually, I mean, we're on the air until from 5 to 7, and so after that, somewhere in the day, usually you need a nap because I wake up at 2:30 in the morning.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. When I turn on TV at 5 in the morning, and I sometimes do, you look completely wide awake, and you've been up for hours.
Right. I mean, well, you have to be because, I mean, 2:30 wake up call, and then by the time you're on the air at 5, if I was on the air looking tired and groggy, nobody would watch. So hopefully you can at least understand what we're saying at 5 a.m.
That's right. And the morning show, because of its length, 2 hours long, is a very different kind of a newscast from the sort of conventional TV newscast. Isn't it a lot looser?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is looser. We try to have fun. I mean, our idea is that when people wake up, they want to know what's happened in the world since they've gone to bed. And so we try to update them on, you know, all the latest headlines and things like that. But they also want a little personality. So it's almost like morning radio mixed in with TV news. I'm sure, yeah, I mean, you've heard that before. So we try to show some personality. We have some music. We have a few jokes, and people may not laugh, but we try to be funny. But then we want to keep it moving along because we know people are brushing their teeth, eating breakfast, getting kids out the door, getting to work, whatever. So it's a fine balance that you try to, you know, accomplish every morning.
You also have people, unlike a lot of newscasts, you have people coming and going throughout the 2 hours.
As far as guests and things like that?
No, I mean viewers. I mean, people wake up at different times.
Oh, right.
So I mean, one of the things I hear from people, I watch the news from 5 to 7 and they repeat the same stories 10 times. Well, there's a reason for that.
Right. I mean, the thing is the thought is that because people are busy, they're coming in and out during the whole 2 hours of the newscast. So it's not necessarily designed for someone to sit down and watch for 2 hours. If you are, we love you for that, right?
Especially if you're in the right demographic.
Yeah, I mean, but the idea is people watch maybe about 10 minutes or so to 15 minutes. I mean, if you think about your own schedule in the morning, you flip it on, you watch for the weather, the traffic, maybe find out what's going on, a couple headlines, and then you're like, okay, gotta go type of thing. And so that's the way the newscast is designed, is to kind of keep it moving and make sure that people get all the latest information that they want to have.
And your partner, Vince Vitrano, co-anchor, great chemistry. You have a good time. Are you guys friends off camera?
We are. You know, we've known each other for a long time before we started doing the show together. And then when we started doing the show together, I mean, it just became, you know how like reality TV, the hope is that if the cameras are on long enough, you start acting the way you really act off camera. And that's kind of the way Vince and I are. I mean, we have to catch ourselves because we're like, oh, we're on TV, we can't. But, you know, because that chemistry is real. That's the way we are off camera when we're at public appearances. And we're friends too. I mean, we go out to dinner with our spouses. He golfed with my husband the other day in a golf outing. So we are truly friends. And then so what you see on camera really is our dynamic sometimes. And sometimes, you know how you get mad at your friends too? You have a little bit of that as well.
When you're going to argue with him, give me a call or at least tweet me so I can make sure I can record that.
I'll be sure to do that too. You crack me up.
You also, I mean, you know I wite a lot about snow coverage.
Yes.
And first place we go in the morning when there's snow is you know, one of the morning news shows, either you or your competitors. You have to deal with a lot of that, but you guys seem to have fun, or try to have fun while you're giving the information, while you're letting us know that it's snowing again in Wisconsin.
Right. Well, and I think that you know, a lot of viewers will say, come on, it's Wisconsin, it snows, you know. But the fact is, because it's Wisconsin, it snows, it affects everyone's life. And so, again, we're not there to expect people to watch the snow coverage for hours on end, but we are there and on the air so that when people want the information, they have it. And it makes me up sometimes when people get upset that it's on so much, because really, wouldn't you rather have local information than maybe some national story that really doesn't affect your life that much? And so, you know, we try to make sure that we have the information for people who want it, because when it is, you know, several inches of snow, it is going to affect everyone's life. And then we try to have some fun with it too, because Vince was born in Wisconsin. He's a lifelong resident. I feel like I've lived here forever. So this is, both of us have a commitment to the state, and so we feel like we're talking about it in a way that is home. You know, we're not just here and then we're leaving to the next stop. This is home for us. Right. So we're talking about it from that perspective. Like, hey, you know, we all know we're in Wisconsin. We're in this together. Here's what you need to know. So we try to mix it with fun and information.
That raises a good point. You're here. You're not going anywhere.
No, I mean, I met my husband here, I'm raising my kids here, we built our dream house here. I mean, we've made a commitment here, and so it really matters to me in terms of, like, you know, I do a lot of public events, and there are some causes that are important to me. You know, and a lot of people do things that are important to them, but I do it because I want my kids to be proud of living here, be proud of what Wisconsin has to offer, and I think twice about shopping in other places, because I'm thinking I'd rather spend my money at this store, this store, this store, because I know the people, they have a commitment here, or if they advertise at Channel 4. I mean, those are things that are important to me, because the only way that we are going to continue to foster, you know, our state and grow and take ourselves to the next level is if people continue to have a commitment here. And I'm not saying, you know, we don't go on vacation out of state or anything like that, but I do think it is a priority for me to make sure that our state, you know, grows and we get on the map and people learn what a great place this is.
You talked about some causes. What are your causes?
Well, I mean, my big one is the community baby shower. It's one we do every January, and we ask people to donate things for newborns, like formula and diapers and things like that. And we just had our 8th baby shower, and it's just gotten bigger, and all the items go to families in need in Southeast Wisconsin. And it's just, you know, a lot of people put it on their calendar now. I mean, I hear from people who knit blankets and caps and, you know, and things like that every year, and they donate it all, and they send it to me at the station. And it's just really touching. I mean, that's another thing about Wisconsin, you know, they really want to help.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that in so many of the telethons and stuff like that. You know?
Do you have a website for that, for the community baby shower?
For the community baby shower, I mean, it's through the station, today'sTMJ4.com, and then obviously people can contact me on Facebook and Twitter and things.
And that is the segue. Thank you for that, which is one of the things I really wanted to talk to you about, because you are one of the #1 users of social media, Facebook, Twitter. We tweet all the time.
We do.
Sometimes when you're doing the news, and sometimes when it's snowing, I'll tweet you and you tweet back. What is it about Twitter and Facebook that you think is interesting, important? Is it a way to reach viewers in a different way?
Yeah, I mean, I think you use it in a similar way. We were talking about this before. I think it is a fabulous way to talk with viewers, and that was one of the frustrating things for me being on the news. It was kind of, it's a one-way way to communicate, and people would either have to find my email address or pick up a telephone and things like that to communicate with me. And I love it because it's a direct communication between me and the viewer. And so I feel like I've gotten to know our viewers. I kind of, they share what they think about a story, or what they think about my hair, or my ugly sweater that I'm wearing. I mean, this one guy tweeted me that this yellow sweater I was wearing on the air the other day was hideous. So I said, well, thank you very much. Good morning to you too. You know, I mean, but just, you know, things like that. And Facebook is this similar thing, but I do think they're both very different. For me, Twitter is information, instant feedback about things. And Facebook is, I find it's more kind of a mood of the day, kind of what people are kind of thinking in general, or what they're looking forward to in a day. But I think in both cases, it's very important to respond, to be...
Absolutely.
And you're really good at responding too, because I see on your Facebook page, you respond to readers regularly on comments that they have on your phone.
You know, I mean, it's a great two-way conversation. And the thing is, and I think you make a really good point, I mean, there's no wall to get through to talk to you. Viewers can send a comment directly to you, and it is you.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, obviously it's not your people.
Yes, I have many people. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you bring your entourage with you too?
Right, I mean, they're out there. No, but you know, I mean, sometimes in the past, before Twitter, people would be surprised when I responded to an email or if I picked up the phone, because they truly don't expect you to be there.
Right.
Whereas with Twitter, it is you or it is me, and so it is a much more even dialogue, if you will. You know,
it is an equal footing.
Real.
It is an equal footing. Your Twitter handle is?
Susan Kim4.
Susan Kim4. Very easy.
And you know, can you believe there are a lot of Susan Kims out there? I couldn't get just Susan Kim.
Well, as long as you're
Caprison.
Right. There are no other Caprisons on, but yeah, Susan Kim. As long as you say it 4, or you know, and I think that's going to be, you're going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, let's hope, unless you know something I don't know. I think.
So anyway, Susan Kim4.
Yes.
And I'm Caprison, obviously, and you can also see Susan, obviously, every morning, 5 to 7. Weekday morning, 5 to 7 on Channel 4. Well, that's it for this week's edition of OnMedia. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for tuning in, and stick around and see some of the other offerings here on my TV home, Wisconsin On Demand.